Now before I end this lesson, I would like to use one more package called Morgan, and what that does is that helps you see in the console the route path, so from which route you're getting requests. Okay, so over time that becomes really helpful. So let's install that. Npm install Morgan, and you can obviously go to the npm and read more about this package, but we're going to use it. It's really easy, nice and easy, and it works as a middleware. Okay, this is another concept, and we will be diving deep into middleware stuff, but let's begin with a very simple example using Morgan. Okay, so I previously already wrote this one. Now that's a bit of a spoiler, but const Morgan equals to require Morgan, and we're going to use that here. Okay, so the way we're going to use this middleware is using this use method. Okay, and simply pass in whatever you want to use as a middleware, and you will get more information about middlewares later, but for the moment just understand that middleware executes in the middle. Something is happening, something is started, and something will end, but in between you want to do something. Okay, you want to apply authentication, or you want to perform some validation or something like that, something you want to push yourself into in the middle and do something done in the middle. Okay, so in that situation you use middleware. So when it's happening, we're getting the request, we are responding, all that is happening. In between you want to log some message. Okay, that is the whole point of we trying to use this middleware, and this is the one we're going to use. Okay, so let's use this Morgan, and there is an option called dev that you can pass to Morgan, and when you are in the development mode you see what's happening, what routes you're getting the request from. Okay, so this is really helpful. So here, let me stop the server and restart one more time to make sure everything works. Okay, now everything is same, it's just the nodemon running, nothing new. But if you go to the browser and give it a refresh, okay, give it a refresh one more time, come here and you see this message is logged, and this is because of the Morgan package we just used. So it is giving us the information. It is saying that we got the get request to this route / okay, and how long it took to respond, a 3 point something millisecond. Okay, so this becomes really handy later as we continue to grow our application. Okay, so this is how you apply middleware. Now let's go one step further to get really good understanding of middleware. Middleware is something you can even write on your own. You can use third-party modules and use them as a middleware. You know, they are a bit flexible. Okay, so let me just quickly create a sample middleware. Okay, so let me call it const my own middleware. Okay, and this is just using callback function. I'm going to use console log. Just write something middleware applied. Okay, just so that we can see how it works. And here what I can do is I can just apply this middleware that I just created. So app.use using the use method, and I'm going to use my own middleware. Okay, so we just created our own middleware and apply here. Now let's see how it works. So if you go here, give it a refresh, come back here, and you see middleware applied. Okay, but we have a problem here. As you can see, it is just into trouble. Something's happening behind the scenes, something's not quite right. Okay, so what is happening is we use the middleware, but our app is stuck into this console log, into this middleware. It is not moving on. Nodejs, as you know from the previous section, it is a running process. It is the event loop. So what happened is we process this middleware, but this middleware is stuck. It's not passing the process to go further. The way we can fix that is, let's imagine that it is taking the request, it is taking the response, and it will pass the responsibility once it is done. Whatever it is doing, once it is finished with that, it needs to pass to the next Okay, that way our application will continue to the next phase. Otherwise, it will stuck in this middleware. It is always important because Node.js is a process, it's a event loop. So we apply some middleware, but we need to make sure that it moves on to the next phase. Okay, now that we have applied this should work. Now we go and let me just restart just to make sure everything will work. Okay, so this is the regular nodemon log here. Now let me refresh one more time. Nothing is happening, nothing is lagging, everything is running smoothly. And you come back to the console and you see we have the Morgan logs here, and as well as our own middleware. And because our middleware was not doing anything else other than console logging, we always see that. Okay, so every time our middleware has been executed as well as the Morgan. Okay, so this must have give you a very good understanding of what middleware is, what they do, and why do we need to use them. Now imagine later on when we apply authentication, we want to protect some routes. For example, get post, we want to protect some routes. Okay, so imagine this is our authentication. So we could apply our authentication there. That way, when user goes there and if they are not authenticated, they will be redirected to a login page or whatever, right? So that's how middleware works. Okay, so let me get rid of this. It was just to demonstrate the middleware concept to you. Okay, now let's continue further building this beautiful Node.js application and learning all the basics along the way. All right, I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.